By 1014, Viking rule in Ireland was on the brink of collapse. For over 2 centuries, Norse warlords had controlled Dublin and raided across the island. But now, the Irish High King Brian Boru was determined to break their power once and for all. Here, the ancestors of modern Ireland and Scotland clashed with the ancestors of modern Denmark and Norway in a battle that would decide the future of Viking rule in Ireland. The year is 1014. Vikings versus the Irish, a final, brutal battle for control of Dublin. For years, Brian Boru had been uniting Ireland under his rule, forcing many Viking settlements to submit. But the Norse rulers of Dublin, along with their allies from the Orkney Islands and the Isle of Man, refused to surrender. They gathered a massive army and marched to Clontarf, just outside Dublin, ready for battle. Brian Boru's forces were made up of Irish warriors from Munster, Connacht and Leinster, forming one of the largest Irish armies ever assembled. The battle began with a Viking shield wall, a formation designed to absorb enemy attacks. For hours, the two sides clashed, neither gaining the upper hand. But then, the Irish forces pushed forward, using their superior numbers to wear down the Vikings. One by one, the shield walls broke. The Norse warriors, now exposed, were pushed back toward the sea. By the end of the battle, the Vikings had been completely defeated. The battle was over. Ireland had won. But this wasn't just a victory, it was the beginning of the end of Viking power in Ireland. Although Viking settlements remained, they never again controlled Ireland's political landscape. The Norse lords lost their influence, and Dublin would eventually be ruled by Irish kings. However, the victory came at a cost. Brian Boru himself was killed in his tent after the battle, struck down by retreating Viking warriors. But could the Vikings have secured more allies? Some historians suggest that if they had gained more support from Viking leaders in Scandinavia, they could have held their position in Ireland. If they had used better battlefield coordination, could they have held their ground against Brian Boru's forces? Or was Viking dominance in Ireland always doomed to fall? Like and subscribe for more historical breakdowns.